Better budgeting for business owners. How to start budgeting. I know I look at this unconventionally. I'm not an accountant or a financial planner, but I look at it practically from a lifestyle point of view. What is the lifestyle I want? And how can I make the most of the money I have without putting myself into the stress of earning more to spend more? And I can have quality of daily life instead of feeling like it was something I had to put on hold to get. Plus, stick around and I'll show how these tips can help beyond your business. Hey, I'm Serena.Ryan. I run Dollarized e-commerce agency. I'm a mum of two. My son said, "Hey mum, don't you like spending time with us?" He stopped me in my tracks to realize I'd had it all around the wrong way. Tip 1, check your subscriptions. Everyone has subscriptions these days, typically on a basis of freemium. And that is, you'll get a free trial, and after a set period, usually 7, 14 or 30 days, you will be charged either a monthly or annual fee to continue using the service. Or they may start you off on a really basic free version, and to remove things such as watermarking, you have to upgrade. Check your subscriptions. You may be leaking money by paying for subscriptions you're not using. Going through this process myself, I have seen subscriptions I'd forgotten about and either started using or I have actually got rid of. The value of checking these things means there is money that could be there that you're spending and not utilizing, or you may find that you could be using them more effectively. Underutilized subscriptions is also a great benefit. Check every one that you've got, and this can be as simple as checking your statements where your money usually comes out of. And if you have subscribed via PayPal, also checking that account as well. So check your bank statement and check PayPal and any other payment provider you're currently using. It really does depend on your financial setup. In this video, I won't go through detail regarding what accounts you should or should not have for your business. That's something that really should be left to another video, or for you to check in with your accountant and make sure you're set up the best way possible. What I'm going through is, bottom line, find out where your subscriptions are coming out of your accounts that you've got set up, and make sure you're making the most of them. And if you're not, it's time to get rid of them so that money can go back in your pocket. Tip 2, this is really still related to subscriptions, but something you may not have taken advantage of. Once you've determined that you're holding on to your subscriptions and that you're making the most of them and using them, it's important to find out other ways you could be saving. A simple switch from paying monthly to paying annually could save you as much as 20%. That switch is effectively an opportunity to save money. Granted, you need to have money in the account in the first place to be able to afford it. It's worth making the adjustments, and purely because you may have deleted out some subscriptions, you may have found money back in your account. Make the most of the opportunity. If you have it and can afford it, pay annually and you'll end up saving money. It's really important though to make sure you're making the most of the subscription before you take this step. And if you want an idea of what subscriptions I use and have, it's fair to say, a mix of paying for them monthly and annually depending on my budget, check out the description where I've included links of the subscription that I enjoy using and you may find useful for your circumstances as well. Now, when it comes to talking bills, as someone who's not that keen on budgets myself, but realizes the importance of having a good budget means I can get more money back in my pocket, setting up auto payments is my next tip. Paying for bills automatically enables you to prevent those overdue fees. And yes, in my past, I've been guilty of having to pay the overdue fees as well. If you miss those due dates, you really do put yourself in a position of wasting money. This isn't an opportunity for you to make the most of what you have, and it does mean you need to make sure you've got the income to cover the auto payment so you don't get any defaults. But where possible, if you set up these auto payments, you give yourself that opportunity for you to save money. As a plan B, if you feel like you're not confident that you've got the cash flow to cover it, put a reminder in your phone for when the due date is for the bill, a good 2 days beforehand of it actually being due. Making that step, doing that when you receive the bill, so that you can at least have it set up for you to cover that cost is a benefit. And if you want a plan C is if you get to that point 2 days before your bill and it's due and you don't have the money, contact the bill provider. And essentially that service provider that sent you the bill, give them the heads up. And if you're proactive with that communication, you give yourself the opportunity to set up a payment plan so you didn't get hit with any default issues with your credit or the risk of extra fees that would be unnecessary if they had to send the bill to a debt collector. Tip 4, every time you get paid, if you include taxes in your invoices, and if you're in Australia, that's called GST, automatically put that in another account that you don't readily have access to every day. Have that account set up, ideally have it as an online saver, usually available through most banking and financial institutions these days, and pop the money in there, not easily accessible, and treat it as tax. And tax means it's not your money and it's packed away, ready for when it's needed to pay the tax bill when it's due. In Australia, that's our BAS statements, and that's something you either manage yourself or with a bookkeeper or your accountant. And again, that's not me, but it is me as a business owner, knowing that if I have that money put away, then I'm not scratching for it when tax time comes. It does, in the long run, help you to see what's the real actual money for your business versus the money that's already pre-allocated towards your tax time, which is not your money. Tip 5, have an account set up to hide your money. Yeah, seriously. What I do is every time I get paid, I have that money that goes away for tax into another account, and then I have another account for my business also set up. And that other account is what I call a rainy day account, and that means I have money in there just in case there's a rainy day, an unexpected bill, unexpected thing that needs to be paid for. And that means if I'm regularly putting money away, that can cover things that are not, predicted. The other way I look at it as well, if you have a business that has seasonality, such as shutdowns over Christmas, you might need money towards those times that are quieter for your business. If you're regularly putting money away, that's future planning to cover yourself through those quiet periods. You work out the right amount that you should be putting away. That's not something that I can help you with. That's something you can go and speak to your financial advisor, your bookkeeper, or your accountant. But having that account set up is a valuable thing, and I'm sure that your bookkeeper, accountant, or financial advisor can help you with the specifics if you want to have more detail around setting up that account. I talk about it from a practical standpoint. How do you help yourself get through those tough times? From a business point of view, as a business owner, someone who's been running a business now for 8 years, I've learnt the hard way, and it'd be really lovely to see that you don't have to go through some of the pain I've gone through with my business in those initial setup periods. And if you're looking for the bonus tip, how else can you apply these skills to places beyond your business? And the beautiful thing is, I have a video that can help you with your personal budgeting setup as well.